We all think we know what memory's for, right? It's our brain's filing cabinet for everything that's already happened. But what if that's only half the story? What if the main job of your memory isn't to look backward at all, but to get you ready for what's coming next? Today, we're going to uncover the true, secret mission of our memories.
So just chew on this question for a second. It's at the heart of a huge shift in how we understand the brain, and it really challenges everything we just assume about how our minds work. To really dig in, we're going to look at one of the most incredible cases of human memory ever recorded.
You see, to truly understand what memory is for, scientists needed an extreme example. And boy, did they find one. They found it in a super rare condition that gives a person this almost perfect photographic recall of their entire life. It's called hypermnesia. You might have heard of it as HSAM. Just try to imagine being able to remember in perfect detail what you were doing on pretty much any day of your life. It sounds like a superpower, for sure. But for a lot of people with it, it's just this overwhelming flood of memories they can't control. But the story we're looking at today is about someone a little different.
This is TL. When she first came to the attention of researchers, her case was unique. Unlike a lot of others with hypermnesia, she seemed to have this sense of control, like she had an organized system for her past. And her incredible control over her own memories, well, it ended up revealing something really profound about how all of our minds are built.
The thing is, she doesn't just have memories floating around up there. She has this meticulously constructed internal world, kind of like a memory palace that she can just walk through whenever she wants.
And get this is an actual sketch that TL drew herself showing the layout of her mental world. What's so incredible is that this isn't just a metaphor for her. These are real, tangible spaces in her mind. So let's take a little tour, starting with her main archive.
This is the White Room, and it's basically her central hub. It's this huge space where her personal memories are filed away, almost like books in a massive library, all organized by theme and by date. She can literally mentally walk through this room, pull out a memory, and re-experience it with all the sights, sounds, and feelings from that moment. She even has a system for the tough stuff. She consciously places painful memories into a chest to kind of contain them.
Now, Teal herself makes this really fascinating distinction. Her personal, emotional memories, the ones in the white room, she calls white memory. They come to her effortlessly and they're super vivid. But things like schoolwork, facts, figures, she calls that black memory. It doesn't have that emotional kick, it's not stored in a room, and she has to work really hard to memorize it, just like the rest of us.
And her mental world goes way beyond just storage. She's also created these specific rooms just for managing her emotions. An icy room to cool down when she's angry. An empty room to pace around in when she needs to think through a problem. It just goes to show how deeply her memory system is woven into her emotional life.
But here's where the story takes a truly incredible turn. Researchers started to figure out that her powerful memory wasn't just about the past. Oh no, it was hiding a much deeper, much more surprising function. After documenting her amazing ability to relive her past, scientists started to wonder, what else could this highly organized memory system actually do? What was all this for? And here it is, this is the big reveal. TL uses the exact same mental system to build these detailed, emotionally rich simulations of her future. She doesn't just imagine what might happen, she pre-experiences it. And look, this science backs it up. On these standardized tests, her scores for remembering the past were, off the charts, as you'd expect. But here's the kicker. Her scores for imagining the future were just as rich and detailed. She's basically a time traveler in her own mind, and she can move just as easily to what could be as to what has been. This feeling of pre-experience is everything. When she thinks about, say, her graduation or a conversation she's planning to have, her brain builds the event with so much detail that it feels like it's already happened. And that told researchers that the same mental machinery is running both shows. So what is going on here? How does this work? Well, Teal's case is this amazing window into a concept that, it turns out, applies to all of us. It's known as mental time travel.
Yep, that's the official term for it. And it's just as cool as it sounds. It's this ability our brains have to project ourselves backward to relive a memory and forward to simulate a future event. We all do it, but TL's brain does it in high definition.
So how does this time machine in our heads actually work? Well, think of it like this. Your brain isn't storing memories like old video files. Instead, it first breaks down your experiences into little building blocks. Sights, sounds, emotions, people. Then, when you need to think about the future, it goes into your memory archive, grabs these blocks, and reassembles them into a brand new construction of a possible future.
And the most important part? It's the same system doing both jobs. Remembering and imagining are two sides of the very same coin.
And this brings us right back to that very first question we asked. Okay, it's an amazing story about a teenager in France, but why does this matter to you?
It matters because Thiel's brain, with its extraordinary clarity, is really just showing us what all of our brains are built to do. Memory isn't primarily a record of the past just for nostalgia's sake. It's a massive, complex database that we use to predict and simulate the future.
This is the one thing to take away from all of this. Your memories, they are not a record, they're a toolkit. Your past experiences are the raw material you use to navigate whatever's coming next. The real mission of your memory has always been to prepare you for the future.
Of course, the science here is really just getting started. As the lead researcher, Valentina La Corte, points out, there are still so many questions. But Thiel's story has opened this fascinating new door into the mind. It suggests that the past we remember is really just a blueprint for the future we're trying to build. And it kind of leaves you wondering, right? If we all have this incredible toolkit, what future are you building?